Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the DeAnna Troupe show. I'm just going to give you a brief update about what I've been up to. I'm going to share some things about the newborn and my reaction to finally getting to see the Black Panther earlier this week. So, and yes, there will be a bit of a spoiler. So I'll give you, when I get to the Black Panther part, I'll give you a few minutes to exit if you haven't seen the movie, but subscribe and like and come back to the video so you can see what I had to say. So first, the update about my newborn and my job situation. So I was able to go see my daughter Kaylie, who I had at the end of December, she was early. She came at 28 weeks. She has a heart condition, so she's currently in the NICU, and we're waiting for a surgery. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this whole surgery thing because she is a newborn and she's so small. But they're basically doing a surgery because she has, and I'm paraphrasing. I'll put the exact name of what she has in the description because I don't want to mispronounce it. But basically, she, where most people have a valve that separates where the oxygen goes to in the body, she does not have that valve. So, and I'm really paraphrasing it because I don't want to get too much into all of that. But basically, they have to put a valve in her heart so that the good blood goes where it's supposed to go to, and the bad blood goes where it's supposed to go to. But aside from the heart condition that she's dealing with, she is doing pretty well. She's gained weight. She was born at 2 pounds and some ounces, and now she's 4 pounds 7 ounces. So yay! And when I went to go see her a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't able to hold her. Now I can hold her again, so that made me very happy. And as far as the job situation, if you'll remember from the video I did before, I didn't have a job because I lost it, but now I have 3 positions. I'm working with Appen as a search engine evaluator. I have a job as a part-time job as a brand ambassador, and I got a data entry gig. So things are definitely looking up for me on that front. So that's very good news. And so now here comes the part about my Black Panther review. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to exit if you haven't seen the movie yet. But before you exit, hit subscribe and like and comment. I will tell you that I absolutely loved this movie. Just give you a bit of a background about me and, well, Marvel, comic books, Black Panther, etc. My husband is huge into comic books. Like, he's been reading them ever since he was a kid. He's like me, he's 40, so he's been reading comic books since he was for 30 years or so. Also, my mom is big into comic books, so yeah, I'm kind of entrenched in the whole comic book geek thing. And if you've ever been to a movie based on a comic books with a comic book person, you already know how it is. So, with that being said, this is not my first experience with Black Panther. I did get to watch the cartoon series when it came, when we still had cable and the cartoon series was on. And I fell in love with the whole franchise, with the idea of a country in Africa that had never been taken over by white people. That to me was so humongous. So, so needless to say, when I found out from my husband that this movie was coming out, I was so stoked for it. I was really, really, really eager to see a live action superhero movie that was a predominantly black cast, because we had been to all the other Marvel movies, and if you've seen any major superhero franchise, they're predominantly white, and if you see a black character, they're a sidekick, or they're the villain, or just there for comic relief. So this film was really important for that reason, and it did not disappoint. Marvel did Marvel. The effects were awesome. The story was perfect. Well, it was perfect to me. My husband was all like, "Oh, they didn't do this like they did it in the comic book, and they didn't do that like they did it in the comic book." But I thought the movie was awesome. And of course, as with any movie that I see, I saw a ton of business applications, and I'm going to share a few of the business applications that I did observe when I saw the Black Panther movie. For one, if you're going to be successful, you need to build a good team around you. And that's one thing that I saw that both T'Challa and Killmonger had in common, was that they had a team around them, and their team helped them achieve the goals that they set out for themselves. You want to also know the strengths and weaknesses of your team members. Know when to delegate certain tasks. In the movie, T'Challa wasn't running around doing everybody else's job. He was focused on doing king duties. He wasn't on the battlefield trying to be the general. He had a general for that. He told her, "Hey, go do A, B, C, and D." She went and did A, B, C, and D. He wasn't in the lab trying to make... Okay, my microphone decided it wanted to leave me. So I got to do some readjusting here. He wasn't in the lab trying to make new tech. He had a tech person for that. He told the tech person what he needed. She went and ran with it and brought him things he couldn't even have thought of. But he got those results because he knew his team, and he was willing to just say, "Hey, you go do it. I'm going to be over here doing king things." In your business, once you build your team, you have to delegate. Give them stuff to do. Don't try to do everything yourself. That's what you have a team for. And also, have a succession plan in place. That was something else that I paid attention to in the movie. When T'Challa's father died, they already had a plan in place for T'Challa to step up and take over as king. They weren't sitting around going, "Oh dear, what are we going to do?" They followed the steps that was laid out for them so T'Challa could take over his duties as king. In your business, you need to have a plan for what's going to happen to your business once you decide you don't want to run it anymore. Are you going to sell it? Are you going to train somebody else to run it for you? You have to have these plans in mind when you're running your business, so that, and have them written down, and let somebody on your team be aware of what those plans are, so people aren't running around looking crazy when something happens. And the other thing, be open to change. The one constant thing that's going to happen in this world is change. Google changes SEO rules all the time. Your revenue streams may change. Advertisers might change their rules around. Or the advertiser might just become icky and you may decide you don't want to deal with them. So you need to be open to changing things around in your business in order to make things work. So if that's just a few of the takeaways that I had from watching the Black Panther movie. And if you liked my video, make sure that you subscribe, like, and leave some comments. If you've seen the movie, tell me how you felt about it. What were your takeaways? And remember, make sure to go do this stuff.